Hey, second grade, it's Miss Aalunds, and I'm here to show you week 4 of our online distance learning. First, you need to log in through the SSO portal. We're going to go to It's Learning. Click on Courses, Homeroom. And this week, we're going to be working in the Spring Assignments week 413, or My Chinchilla Ate My Homework picture. Let's click on Reading. All right, so make sure that you're continuing to read independently for 30 minutes. And like last week, there's only one learning goal in this week as well. Your directions are up here, and let's get started. So this week, we're focusing on retelling fiction stories. When you're retelling a story, you want to be sure to include only the most important parts of a story. Usually a retell describes the main character, the problem he or she faced, and then how the problem was solved or how the story ended, like your resolution, your solution to the story. And we're going to check out this PowerPoint right here. All right, let's open it up. I'm going to walk you through it. All right, so this is our PowerPoint, second grade reading comprehension. I can retell the plot of fiction stories, including the important events that lead to the problem or resolution. Plot is events that make up a story. Main characters, setting, problem, and your resolution. It also includes important events. So this is the sheet we're going to be working on this week. It's called Plot Detectives. Yes, we've seen this before, and you should know how to complete it, but in case you forgot, I'm going to walk it through with you. So you can either print out the Plot Detective sheet, or you can create your own Plot Detective sheet by using notebook paper. So we're going to relook at Enemy Pie. The main character is the boy. The setting is the boy's house in the neighborhood. The problem is that the boy did not like Jeremy Ross. The solution is that the boy and Jeremy become friends after spending time together. Now we need to go back and look at the important events. The boy talks to his dad, he suggests enemy pie, and spending time together. If we did not have these important events, we would not have a solution to our story. So yes, there's a problem. The boy didn't like Jeremy Ross. Yes, there's a resolution, a solution. The boy and Jeremy Ross become friends after spending time together. But if you don't have those important events, you don't have a story. So here's what it would look like as enemy pie. Who's the main character, or who are the main characters? The main character is the boy. What is the setting? The setting is the boy's neighborhood and his house. Problem, what's wrong? The boy did not like Jeremy Ross because he was mean and didn't include him. And important events to solve the problem. The first one is the boy talks to his dad, and the dad suggests making an enemy pie. The second important event is the boy and Jeremy have to spend the whole day together in order for the pie to work. Your story may have one important event, it may have two, it may have three, it just depends on your personal story. And then your resolution, after they spend the day together, they become friends, and the boy no longer wants Jeremy to eat the enemy pie. You could also do it on paper. This is the exact same information. If you didn't have a printer that you're able to access, you can definitely just print and write it out. Okay, so now we're going to use the notes to help retell the plot fiction story. So it would go something like this. Okay, so the story we read today was Enemy Pie. The main character is the boy, and the setting is in the neighborhood and the boy's house. So a little boy named Jeremy Ross moves in next door, and the boy did not like him because he was mean and he didn't include him. So then his dad suggests that they create an enemy pie. So the boy absolutely loves this idea, and he's ready to bake this pie for his enemy. Then the boy and Jeremy have to spend the whole day together in order for the pie to work, so his dad says. So the boy and Jeremy spend the day together. After they spend the day together, they become friends, and the boy no longer wants Jeremy to eat the enemy pie. They become really great friends, and that's how our story ends. So we're going to try this out by ourselves. You're going to read a fiction book, use the graphic organizer and fill it out, and then record yourself on Flipgrid retelling the plot of your fiction book. You can use your notes to help you. Okay, so this is our PowerPoint. I'm going to exit out of here. All right, so here's a little sum up. You can do either option 1 or option 2. And today you're going to read the book Tops and Bottoms on Tumble Books, and then you're going to create this graphic organizer, or you can write it on paper. You can click on the book to get the tops and bottoms and read it on Tumblebook, or you can go to your library resources. I'm just going to click on the book, and it's going to take me to Tumblebooks. Remember, it's Bauer EL, and your password is books. And then I'm going to click the plus button, Tumble search, and I'm going to search for tops and bottoms. I'm going to hit go, and it brings me to my story right here. It's by Janet Stevens, who she actually visited our campus last year, and she read a couple stories to us. This book is about 6 minutes long. Play the video, take the quiz if you want to, and then there's also a book report for you to do as well. After you finish, you're going to click the X at the top, and your job, your assessment, is to fill out this graphic organizer here, or fill it out on handwriting paper, and submit it to your teacher either through email or through Flipgrid, in explaining the plot. There's no additional quiz this week. It's very similar to last week. This is some additional work at the bottom. You can do some book flicks, and you can create another graphic organizer, and then additional support is down here as well if you need it. That's it for reading. We're going to move on to math. Homeroom. All right, so I'm going to scroll down to math, the chinchilla. All right, so make sure you're working on Dreambox. Y'all have been doing amazing, and I'm so, so proud of you. Directions are here if you need them, and your assessment at the very end is going to be over on the right-hand side. So this is our last week of fractions. It's going to be beyond a whole, so more than a whole. You're going to play our math trainer here, and you can stop at the red dot. You do not have to do the orange dot. Remember, if this isn't able to work, you need to make sure that you watch the Think Central Launch the Parent video. But what you need to do is go into the SSO portal, and you need to open up Think Central. You don't need to click on anything. You don't need to log in. I just need to have this open for the game to play. Once it's open, I'm going to go back to It's Learning. Perfect. And now I'm able to click on the lesson, and I'm able to play through the lesson. You can play through all the way. Make sure that you go to the orange dot, but you do not have to do the red dot unless you want to. I click through, play the personal math trainer. It's got some questions for you. Remember, there's this step-by-step button. If you want to do little pieces at a time, it'll kind of break it apart for you. And then you're also able to hit the audio button on the side so that it can be read to you. Right? I'm going to exit out of this. The second one is a math on the spot video, counting with equal parts. Then you have independent practice. It's numbers 1 through 5. So I'm going to go to page 140 and 141. It's this one right here, 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's not a whole lot. But keep in mind, if you're having trouble with this specific unit, you can do the first page, and then if you need some extension activities, you can do the pages towards the bottom. These will be some really good quizzes for you. The last page is actually a module 4 assessment, and this is going to go over all of our fraction lessons that we've learned so far, since it is our last unit. Okay, there is additional support if you need it here. There is enrichment activities, and you're good to go. After you finish, you're going to want to take the assessment. Click to take the assessment. Right now, it's going to show that your access is denied. That's just meaning that the quiz hasn't opened yet because it's not Monday. But when you click the assessment here, it'll open up for your quiz. Your quiz this week is only 3 questions long. All right, I'm going to go to courses, homeroom, and now I'm going to click on science. Scroll down, click on science. Okay, so for science, you're going to log into the SSO portal and STEM scopes. You have 2 different activities there. We're going to be looking at parts of a plant and basic needs that plants have, like different characteristics that they have that help them meet their needs. All right, you're going to complete STEM scopes 2.10b, picture vocabulary, and then 2.10b, content connections video. And then for your so-called quiz, you're going to answer 8 questions below the video. Your extension is here, and it's optional as well. So I'm going to go to the SSO portal, go to STEM Scopes, and I'm going to have my 2 lessons available there. The first one I want you to click on is the picture vocabulary. Waiting, 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 waiting. Okay, we're going to click on the picture vocabulary here. All right, and you need to make sure that you click the little gray arrows. It's going to have some vocabulary words for you and some pictures as well. After you finish looking through all of them, make sure that you hit the green turn in button so that I'm able to see that you have done it. Afterwards, you are going to go back. I'm just going to click the back button. And you're going to watch the content connections video, parts of a plant. This one you need to watch the video and then complete the 8 questions below. You're going to play the video, hit the play button here, and then you've got 8 questions here. Now, to answer some of these questions, you will have to go back and use the video. So for example, this one says, plants are special because of what unique ability? Pause at 18 seconds. So if you go back to the video and you look at 18 seconds, 12, oh, right here. So I would be listening right here at 18 seconds, and that would help me answer the first question. Make sure that you watch the video all the way through, though, before you cut through the questions. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this one, you're going to be labeling the parts of them. A cool tool you can use is you can use the T for text, and then once you click somewhere, you can write your words there. They're easy for me to read them, so I'd love for you to use the text tool. If not, use the paintbrush and write them for me. Once you get done, make sure that you hit the save button in blue, and you also hit the turn in button. All right, let's go back to our It's Learning page. That's all there is for science for this week, so we're going to go back to our homeroom. And for our last unit, we're going to look at social studies. Going to scroll. Okay, so your directions are up here. We're still looking at the free enterprise system. You do have an anchor chart. I'd love you to read through it. There is some vocabulary to read, and then there is a video here. The video is going to say 5th grade, but it is easy. You won't have any problems with it. You're going to watch the video on YouTube. It's about a minute long, and then you're going to complete these 2 sentence stems. You can complete them orally with a family member. If you want to submit them on Flipgrid, you're more than welcome to. And then here's an optional additional resource. If you want to read a book, there's a book on PebbleGo called Making Choices. To get to that, you're going to go through your SSO portal, library resources, and I'm going to go to PebbleGo. So I would scroll down. And then the easiest way to get to the book here, if you go to our It's Learning page, if you just go to the search and you search Making Choices here, it's going to pull it up. So I'm going to go back to PebbleGo. I'm going to go to the search bar, Making Choices. Look, it popped up right there. So then you've got your PebbleGo video. You can click the audio button here and it'll read it to you, and click through all the different sections. There's also a video down here, and then there's some activities if you'd like to complete those too. This is completely optional as well. Okay, that's all there is for social studies. There's nothing for you to turn in unless you want to do the sentence stems on Flipgrid. And that's all I have for this week. Make sure that you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I hope that you have a great week of learning. Bye, guys.